Examples: sugar tongs, the forearm used for lifting a load or action of the biceps muscle; fire tongs, foot treadle, knife, a spade used to lift coal or soil, fishing rod, etc. are the examples of class 3rd levers. The short handle oar used in a boat race by boatmen acts as a lever of class 3rd. In figure, 0 represents the positions of different boatmen rowing the boat, sitting near the edge of boat on both sides, one after the other, all facing towards the front. Each boatman sitting on the right side holds the top end of the oar stationary by his left hand. This end acts as the fulcrum F. He applies the effort E on the handle at some distance from the fulcrum using his right hand. The blade of each oar pushes the water, which acts as load L at the other end of the oar. The oar is raised out of water and the process is repeated. Since effort arm is shorter than the load arm, each oar provides gain in speed. All boatmen row the boat in unison so as to obtain more gain in speed and win the boat race. Note, if a class 3rd lever has the effort arm 2.5 centimeters and load arm 10 centimeters, in ideal case, its MA is 2.5 upon 10 is equal to 0.25. So its VR will also be 0.25. In actual lever, if the efficiency is 0.8, that is, MA is less than VR, its VR will remain 0.25, but its MA will become 0.8 into 0.25 is equal to 0.20. That is, it will reduce from 0.25 to 0.20. Examples of each class of levers as found in the human body. In the human body, we can find the examples of all the 3 classes of levers. The muscles exert force, that is effort, by contraction. 1. Class 1st lever in the action of nodding of head. Figure shows the action of nodding of head. In this action, the spine acts as the fulcrum F, load L is at its front part, while effort E is at its rear part. Thus, this is an example of class 1st lever. 2. Class 2nd lever in raising the weight of the body on toes. Figure shows how the weight of the body is raised on toes. The fulcrum F is at toes at one end. The load L, that is weight of the body, is in the middle, and effort E by muscles is at the other end. Thus, this is an example of the class 2nd lever. 3. Class 3rd lever in raising a load by forearm. Figure shows the action of biceps. The elbow joint acts as fulcrum F at one end. Biceps exerts the effort E in the middle, and load L on the palm is at the other end. Thus, this is an example of class 3rd lever. Examples. 1. A machine is driven by a 100 kg mass that falls 8 meters in 4 seconds. It lifts a load of mass 500 kgs vertically upwards. Taking G is equal to 10 meters per second square. Calculate A. The force exerted by the falling mass. B. The work done by the falling mass in its displacement by 8 meters. C. The power input to the machine. D. The power output of the machine if its efficiency is 60%. And E. The work done by the machine in 4 seconds. Given M is equal to 100 kg, D is equal to 8 meters, T is equal to 4 seconds, L is equal to 500 kg. A. Force exerted by the falling mass is equal to mg is equal to 100 into 10, which equals 1000 Newton. B. Work done by the falling mass is equal to force exerted by the falling mass into displacement, which equals mg into d. Substituting the values, it equals 1000 into 8, which equals 8000 joules. C. Power input is equal to work done on machine upon time, which equals 8000 joule upon 4 second, which is equal to 2000 watt. D. Given efficiency is equal to 60%, or we can say it is equal to 0.6. What is the power output? Since efficiency is equal to power output upon power input, therefore power output is equal to power input into efficiency. Let's substitute the values. Power output is equal to 2000 watt into 0.6, which equals 1200 watt. E. Work done by the machine in 4 seconds is equal to power output into time. Substituting the values, it equals 1200 watt into 4 seconds, which equals 4800 joules. Example 2. Calculate the ideal mechanical advantage of a lever in which the effort arm is 60 centimeters and the load arm is 4 centimeters. Given effort arm is equal to 60 centimeters, load arm is equal to 4 centimeters. Ideal mechanical advantage is equal to effort arm upon load arm. Substituting the values, it equals 60 upon 4, which is equal to 15. Examples 3. Draw a simple diagram of a fire tongs and mark on it the fulcrum F and the points of application of load L and effort E. A. Name the class of lever. B. If load arm is 15 centimeters and effort arm is 5 centimeters, what is its mechanical advantage? A. Figure shows a fire tongs in which the effort E is in between the load L and fulcrum F. This belongs to class 3rd levers. B. Given load arm is equal to 15 centimeters, effort arm is equal to 5 centimeters. Mechanical advantage is equal to effort arm upon load arm, which equals 5 upon 15, which further equals 1 upon 3. Examples 4. A crowbar 2 meter long is pivoted about a point 10 centimeters from its tip. First, calculate the mechanical advantage of the crowbar. Second, what is the least force which must be applied at the other end to displace a load of 100 kgf? Given L is equal to 100 kgf, since load is at tip, which is at distance 10 centimeters from the fulcrum, so load arm is equal to 10 centimeters. Total length of crowbar is equal to 2 meters, which equals 200 centimeters. Effort arm is equal to 200 minus 10, which equals 190 centimeters. What is E, the effort? First, mechanical advantage is equal to effort arm upon load arm, which equals 190 upon 10, which further equals 19. Second, taking moments about the pivot, fulcrum, E into 190 is equal to 100 into 10, Therefore, E is equal to 100 into 10 upon 190, which equals 5.26 kgf. Alternative method, MA is equal to L upon E, or 19 is equal to 100 upon E, or E is equal to 100 upon 19, which equals 5.26 kgf. Examples 5. A uniform seesaw 5 meter long is supported at its center. A boy weighing 40 kgf sits at a distance of 1 meter from the center of the seesaw. First, to which class of lever does it belong? Second, find where a girl of weight 20 kgf must sit on the seesaw so as to balance the weight of the boy. First, the seesaw has the fulcrum F at its center, that is, between the load and the effort. It is a class first lever. Second, to balance the weight of the boy, let the girl be sitting at a distance x meter from the center on the opposite side of the boy. Then, effort arm is equal to x meter, load arm is equal to 1 meter, L is equal to 40 kgf, E is equal to 20 kgf. Taking moments about F, 40 into 1 is equal to 20 into x. Therefore, x is equal to 40 upon 20, which equals 2 meters. Hence, the girl must sit at a distance 2 meters from the center on the opposite side of boy. Examples 6. A cook uses the fire tongs of length 28 centimeters to lift a piece of burning coal of mass 250 grams. If he applies the effort at a distance of 7 centimeters from the fulcrum, find the effort. Take G is equal to 10 meter per second square. The fire tongs is a lever of class third which has the fulcrum and load at the ends with effort in between. Given, load L is equal to 250 gf, which equals 0.25 kgf, is equal to 0.25 into 10 Newton, which equals 2.5 Newton. Load arm is equal to 28 centimeters. Effort arm is equal to 7 centimeters. By the principle of moments, load into load arm is equal to effort into effort arm. Therefore, effort is equal to load into load arm upon effort arm. Substituting the values, it is equal to 2.5 into 28 upon 7, which equals 10 Newton. Examples 7. The diagram below shows a lever in use. A. To which class of lever does it belong? Give one example of this class. B. First, state the principle of moments as applied to the above lever. And second, calculate its mechanical advantage if AB is equal to 2.0 meters and FA is equal to 20 centimeters. C. Calculate the effort needed to lift the load. A. The fulcrum F is in between the load and the effort, so it is a class first lever. A pair of pliers is an example of this class. B. First, by the principle of moments, load into FA is equal to effort into FB. Second, given AB is equal to 2.0 meters, FA is equal to 20 centimeters is equal to 0.2 meters. FB is equal to AB minus FA is equal to 20 minus 0.2, which equals 1.8 meters. Therefore, mechanical advantage is equal to effort arm FB upon load arm FA is equal to 1.8 meter upon 0.2 meters is equal to 9. C. Given load is equal to 18 kgf, MA is equal to 9. Since MA is equal to load upon effort, effort is equal to load upon MA. Substituting the values, it equals 18 upon 9, which is equal to 2 kgf. Examples. 8. A nut which can be broken by applying a force of 40 kgf is broken by using a nut cracker having its handle 20 centimeters long by placing it at a distance 2 centimeter from the hinge. Calculate the minimum force needed to break the nut. Given load is equal to 40 kgf, what is effort? Load arm is equal to 2 centimeters. Effort arm is equal to 20 centimeters. By the principle of moments, load into load arm is equal to effort into effort arm. Let's substitute the values. 40 kgf into 2 centimeter is equal to E into 20 centimeters. Therefore, E is equal to 40 into 2 upon 20 kgf, which equals 4 kgf. Examples. 9. A man opens a nut by applying a force of 150 Newton by using a lever handle of length 0.4 meter. What should be the length of the handle if he wants to open it by applying a force of 60 Newton? Given when effort is equal to 150 Newton, effort arm is equal to 0.4 meter. When effort is equal to 60 Newton, what is effort arm? Load and load arm remains same in both cases. 150 into 0.4 is equal to 60 into effort arm, or effort arm, that is length of handle, is equal to 150 into 0.4 upon 60, which equals 1 meter. B. Pulley. Figures show a simple pulley. It is a metallic or wooden disc with a grooved rim. A string or rope is passed around the groove at the rim. The disc rotates about an axle passing through its center. The axle is fixed rigidly to a frame by means of nails. A single pulley can be used in two ways. 1. As a fixed pulley by keeping its axis of rotation unchanged, that is, keeping its frame fixed in position. And 2. As a movable pulley by changing its axis of rotation, that is, keeping the whole frame movable. Single fixed pulley. A pulley which has its axis of rotation unchanged is called a fixed pulley. Figure shows a single fixed pulley in which the axle is fixed to a rigid support and an inextensible strong string of negligible mass passed around the grooved rim of the pulley. One end of the string is connected to the load L, while the effort E is applied at the other, free end of the string. Both the load L and the effort E act downwards. On pulling the string downwards by the effort, the pulley rotates and the load moves up. The tension throughout the string is T, same upwards. This type of pulley is used for lifting a small load such as a water bucket or a basket. Note, it is the friction between the string and surface of the rim of the pulley which rotates the pulley when the string is pulled down. Mechanical advantage, velocity ratio, and efficiency eta of a single fixed pulley. If we neglect first the mass of string and second the friction of the axle or in the pulley bearings, then in the balanced position of load we have L is equal to T. Let this be equation first. And E is equal to T when pulley is not rotating. Let this be equation second. From equations first and second, E is equal to L. Let this be equation 11. Thus, in case of a single fixed pulley, in the ideal case, the effort needed to lift a load is equal to the load itself. In figure, for L is equal to 10 kgf or 98 Newton, E is equal to 98 Newton. Now, mechanical advantage is equal to load L upon effort E is equal to T upon T is equal to 1. Let this be equation 12. Thus, in this arrangement, there is no gain in the mechanical advantage. If the point of application of effort E moves a distance d downwards, the load L also moves the same distance d upwards. That is, if dE is equal to d, then dL is equal to d. Therefore, velocity ratio is equal to dE upon dL is equal to d upon d, which equals 1. Let this be equation 13. Hence, efficiency eta is equal to mechanical advantage upon velocity ratio, which equals 1 or 100%. Let this be equation 14. In actual practice, there is always some friction at the axle or in the pulley bearings, so the effort needed is little more than the load to be lifted. Thus, mechanical advantage is less than 1, but velocity ratio is 1. So, efficiency is always less than 100%. Think. Now the question arises, when there is no gain either in mechanical advantage or in speed, why is then a fixed pulley used? A fixed pulley is used only to change the direction of effort to be applied. That is, with its use, the effort can be applied in a more convenient direction. It is difficult to apply the effort upwards to lift a load up directly, but it becomes easier with the help of a fixed pulley because the effort can be applied in the downward direction to raise the load up. Further, to apply the effort downwards, one can conveniently make use of his own weight also for the effort. A single movable pulley. A pulley whose axis of rotation is movable, that is not fixed in position, is called a movable pulley. Figure shows a single movable pulley suspended by passing an inextensible string of negligible mass around its grooved rim. The load L to be raised is suspended from its axle. One end of the string is tied to the hook H at a rigid support, and the effort E is applied at its free end. The tension T acts on the string on both sides of the pulley as shown in figure. Mechanical advantage, velocity ratio, and efficiency eta of a single movable pulley. In figure, if we neglect 1. The friction of the pulley bearings or at the axle, and 2. The weight of the pulley and string, the load L is balanced by the tension T in 2 segments of the string, and the effort E balances the tension T at the free end. So, L is equal to T plus T is equal to 2T. Let this be equation first. And E is equal to T. Let this be equation second. From equations first and second, E is equal to L by 2. Let this be equation 15. Thus, using a single movable pulley, the load can be lifted by applying an effort equal to half the load in ideal situation. That is, the single movable pulley acts as a force multiplier. Now, mechanical advantage is equal to load L upon effort E, or MA is equal to 2T upon T, which equals 2. Let this be equation 16. When the free end of string is pulled up by the effort through a distance d, the load is raised up through a distance d upon 2. The reason is that the segment of string on both sides of the pulley moves up by a distance d upon 2. That is, if dE is equal to d, then dL is equal to d upon 2. Therefore, velocity ratio is equal to distance moved by the effort dE upon distance moved by the load dL, or VR is equal to d upon 2, which equals 2. Let this be equation 17. Hence, efficiency eta is equal to MA upon VR is equal to 2 upon 2, which equals 1 or 100%. Let this be equation 18. For an actual single movable pulley, due to 1. Friction in the pulley bearings or at the axle, and 2. The weight of the pulley and string, the effort needed to lift up a load L will be more than L by 2. So the mechanical advantage will be less than 2. Since the velocity ratio will remain 2, hence the efficiency will be less than 100%. Way to change the direction of effort using a movable pulley. With a single movable pulley, the effort is to be applied in the upward direction. However, it is inconvenient to apply the effort in an upward direction. Therefore, a movable pulley A is used along with a fixed pulley B to change the direction of effort as shown in figure. The load is attached to the axle of movable pulley A and the effort is applied in the downward direction at the free end of the string passing over the fixed pulley B. One can also use his own weight as effort, which will be quite convenient. Note: the mechanical advantage and the velocity ratio of the arrangement shown in figure remain same as that of a single movable pulley. That is, in an ideal case, MA is equal to 2, VR is equal to 2. Comparison between a single fixed pulley and a single movable pulley. 1. Single fixed pulley is fixed to a rigid support, while a single movable pulley is not fixed to a rigid support. 2. The ideal mechanical advantage of a single fixed pulley is 1, while the ideal mechanical advantage of a single movable pulley is 2. 3. Velocity ratio of single fixed pulley is 1. Velocity ratio of single movable pulley is 2. 4. The weight of the single fixed pulley itself does not affect its mechanical advantage, while the weight of the single movable pulley itself reduces its mechanical advantage. 5. Single fixed pulley is used to change the direction of effort from upwards to downwards, while a single movable pulley is used as a force multiplier. 6. In a single fixed pulley, the load moves in a direction opposite to that of the effort, while in a single movable pulley, the load moves in the direction of the effort. 7. In a single fixed pulley, the axis of rotation does not change, while in a single movable pulley, the axis of rotation changes. Combination of pulleys. When a heavy load is to be lifted or shifted from one place to another, we require a pulley system of mechanical advantage much more than 2. So a single movable pulley is not enough. A combination of several pulleys with one or more strong, thick string or rope is then used. The combination can be made in 2 ways. 1. Using one fixed pulley and several movable pulleys attached to the same rigid support. And 2. Using several pulleys in 2 blocks, of which lower block is movable and upper block is fixed, known as block and tackle system. 1. Using one fixed pulley and other movable pulleys. Figure shows a system of 3 movable pulleys A, B, and C used with a fixed pulley D. Each movable pulley is attached with a separate string. The tension is same in one string, but it is different in different strings, being maximum in the string of pulley to which load is attached. Mechanical advantage in equilibrium, effort E is equal to T3. Let this be equation first. The 2 segments of string passing over the pulley A supports the load L. Therefore, tension T1 in the string is given as 2T1 is equal to L, or T1 is equal to L upon 2. Let this be equation second. Similarly, the 2 segments of string passing over the pulley B supports the tension T1. So tension T2 in the string is given as 2T2 is equal to T1, or T2 is equal to T1 upon 2, which equals L upon 2 raised to 2, using equation second. Let this be equation third. Similarly, the tension T3 in string passing over the pulley C is given as 2T3 is equal to T2, or T3 is equal to T2 upon 2 is equal to L upon 2 raised to 3, using equation second. Let this be equation fourth. From equation fourth, load L is equal to 2 raised to 3 into T3. Let this be equation fifth. From equations first and fifth, E is equal to L upon 2 raised to 3. Let this be equation sixth. Hence, mechanical advantage MA is equal to load L upon effort E is equal to 2 raised to 3 into T3 upon T3 is equal to 2 raised to 3. Let this be equation seventh. In general, if there are n movable pulleys with one fixed pulley, the mechanical advantage is then MA is equal to 2 raised to n. Let this be equation 19. Velocity ratio. As one end of each string passing over a movable pulley is fixed, so the other end of string moves up twice the distance moved by the axle of the movable pulley. If the load L attached to the pulley A moves up by a distance x, that is, dl is equal to x, the string connected to the axle of pulley B moves up by a distance 2 into x is equal to 2x. The string connected to the axle of pulley C moves up by a distance 2 into 2x is equal to 2 raised to 2x, and the end of the string passing over the fixed pulley D moves up by a distance 2 into 2 raised to 2x is equal to 2 raised to 3x. That is, the effort E moves by a distance 2 raised to 3x, or dE is equal to 2 raised to 3x. Therefore, velocity ratio VR is equal to distance moved by the effort dE upon distance moved by the load dL is equal to 2 raised to 3x upon x, which equals 2 raised to 3. Let this be equation 8. In general, if there are n movable pulleys connected to a fixed pulley, then velocity ratio is VR is equal to 2 raised to n. Let this be equation 20. Efficiency is equal to MA upon VR is equal to 2 raised to n upon 2 raised to n, which equals 1 or 100%. Let this be equation 21. The efficiency of this arrangement is 100% only in an ideal situation. Note, in actual practice, both 1. The weight of the pulleys and string, and 2. the friction between the bearings of the pulleys reduce the mechanical advantage, and so the efficiency becomes less than 100%. Two, using several pulleys in two blocks, block and tackle system. In this system of pulleys, two blocks of pulleys are used. One block, upper, having several pulleys is attached to a rigid support that is fixed, and the other block, lower, having several pulleys is movable. This arrangement is called the block and tackle system. The number of pulleys used in the movable lower block is either equal to or one less than the number of pulleys in the fixed upper block. A strong inextensible string or rope of negligible mass passes around all the pulleys. One end of the string is attached to the hook of the lower block if the number of pulleys in the upper block is more than that in the lower block, or it is attached to the hook of the upper block if the number of pulleys is equal in both the blocks, so as to apply the effort in the downward direction. Figure shows a block and tackle system of 5 pulleys in which one end of the string is attached to the hook of the lower block, while figure shows a block and tackle system of 4 pulleys in which one end of the string is attached to the hook of the upper block. Lower block, and the effort E is applied at the free end of the string. The tension along the entire length of the string is same and is denoted as T. Mechanical advantage. Mechanical advantage. In figure, the tension in the 5 segments of string supports the load L. Therefore, L is equal to 5T and E is equal to T. Therefore, E is equal to L by 5. And MA is equal to L upon E is equal to 5T upon T is equal to 5. Similarly, in figure, the tension in the 4 segments of string supports the load L. Therefore, L is equal to 4T and E is equal to T. Therefore, E is equal to L upon 4. And MA is equal to L upon E is equal to 4T upon T, which equals 4. In general, if the total number of pulleys used in both the blocks is N and the effort is applied in the downward direction, then the tension in the N segments of string supports the load. Therefore, L is equal to NT and E is equal to T, or E is equal to L upon N. Thus, the effort required to balance the load is E is equal to L load upon N number of pulleys. Let this be equation 22. Thus, in a block and tackle system, the effort gets multiplied N times, where N is the total number of pulleys in the system. It therefore acts as a force multiplier. Hence, MA is equal to load L upon effort E is equal to NT upon T, which equals N, is equal to total number of pulleys in both the blocks. Let this be equation 23. Velocity ratio. In a system of N pulleys, if the load moves up through a distance D, each segment of string supporting the load is loosened by a length D, so the effort end moves through a distance ND. That is, if DL is equal to D, then DE is equal to ND. Therefore, velocity ratio is equal to DE upon DL is equal to ND upon D is equal to N. Let this be equation 24. Thus, the velocity ratio is always equal to the number of strands of tackle or number of sections of the string supporting the load. Efficiency eta is equal to MA upon VR is equal to N upon N, is equal to 1 or 100%. Let this be equation 25. The efficiency is 100% only in the ideal situation. But in actual practice, there is always some friction in the bearings of the pulleys, and the weight of the string along with the weight of the lower block with pulleys is not negligible. So the mechanical advantage decreases and hence the efficiency decreases. Note, the pulley system is only a force multiplier and just other machine. There is no gain in energy. This can be seen as follows. The work done by the effort, that is the output energy, is equal to effort into distance moved by the effort is equal to E into ND is equal to NED. The work done on the load, that is the output energy, is equal to load into distance moved by the load is equal to L into D is equal to NE into D, which equals NED, since MA is equal to L upon E is equal to N. Thus, there is no gain in energy. Effect of weight of pulleys on MA, VR and efficiency eta. Consider a system of N pulleys. Let W be the total weight of the lower block along with the pulleys in it. In the balanced position, E is equal to T and L plus W is equal to NT. L is equal to NT minus W is equal to NE minus W. MA is equal to L upon E is equal to NE minus W upon E is equal to N minus W upon E. Let this be equation 26. Thus, the mechanical advantage is less than the ideal value N. The velocity ratio does not change. It remains N. That is, VR is equal to N. Let this be equation 27. Hence, efficiency eta is equal to MA upon VR is equal to N minus W upon E upon N. Or eta is equal to 1 minus W upon NE. Let this be equation 28. Thus, the efficiency is reduced due to the weight of the lower block of pulleys. More the weight of the lower block, less is the efficiency. For greater efficiency, the pulleys in the lower block should be as light as possible, and the friction in bearings of pulleys should be minimized by the use of lubricants. Examples. 1. The adjacent figure shows a fixed pulley used by a boy to lift a load of 400 Newton through a vertical height of 5 meters in 10 seconds. The effort applied by the boy on the other end of the rope is 480 Newton. A. What is the velocity ratio of the pulley? When the effort moves a distance d downwards, the load moves a distance d upwards. Velocity ratio is equal to displacement of effort upon displacement of load, which equals d upon d, which equals 1. B. What is the mechanical advantage? Mechanical advantage is equal to load upon effort, or MA is equal to 400 upon 480, which equals 5 upon 6, further equals 0.833. C. Calculate the efficiency of the pulley. Efficiency eta is equal to MA upon VR. Substituting the values, it equals 0.833 upon 1, which equals 0.833 or 83.3%. D. Why is the efficiency of the pulley not 100%? The efficiency is less than 100% because some energy is wasted in overcoming the friction of the pulley bearings. E. What is the energy gained by the load in 10 seconds? Energy gained by the load is equal to load into displacement of load, which equals 400 into 5, which equals 2000 joules. F. How much power was developed by the boy in raising the load? Power developed by the boy is equal to effort into displacement upon time. Substituting the values, it equals 480 into 5 upon 10, which equals 240 watt. G. The boy has to apply an effort which is greater than the load he is lifting. What is the justification for using the pulley? Use of pulley helps in changing the direction of the applied force to a convenient direction instead of upward direction to the downward direction. So one may also use his own weight as effort. Example 2. The diagram in figure shows the combination of two pulleys P1 and P2 used to lift up a load W. A. State the kind of pulleys P1 and P2. B. State the function of the pulley P2. C. If the free end C of the string moves through a distance x, by what distance is the load W raised? D. What effort E has to be applied at C to just raise the load W is equal to 20 kgf? Neglect both the weight of the pulley P1 and the friction. A. P1 is the movable pulley while P2 is the fixed pulley. B. The fixed pulley P2 is used to change the direction of effort to be applied from upward direction to downward direction. C. If the free end C of the string moves through a distance x, the load W will rise by a distance x upon 2. D. Given W is equal to 20 kgf, what is E? In equilibrium, W is equal to 2t and E is equal to t. Therefore, effort needed, E is equal to W upon 2. Substituting the values, it equals 20 kgf upon 2 is equal to 10 kgf. Examples 3. A pulley system with a velocity ratio of 4 is used to lift a load of 150 kgf through a vertical height of 20 meters. The effort required is 50 kgf in the downward direction. Calculate A. The distance moved by the effort. B. The work done by the effort. C. The mechanical advantage. D. The efficiency of the pulley system. And E. The total number of pulleys and the number of pulleys in each block. G is equal to 10 Newton per kg. Given velocity ratio is equal to 4, L is equal to 150 kgf, DL is equal to 20 meters, E is equal to 50 kgf, is equal to 50 into 10 Newton, is equal to 500 Newton. What is DE? A. VR is equal to distance moved by effort DE upon distance moved by load DL, or 4 is equal to DE upon 20. Therefore, distance moved by the effort DE is equal to 20 into 4, which equals 80 meters. B. Work done by the effort is equal to effort E into distance DE, which equals 500 Newton into 80 meters, which equals 40,000 joule. C. Mechanical advantage is equal to L upon E, which equals 150 upon 50, which equals 3. D. Efficiency is equal to MA upon VR into 100%. Substituting the values is equal to 3 upon 4 into 100% is equal to 75%. E. The total number of pulleys is equal to 4. The total number of pulleys in each block is equal to 2. Note that one end of the string is tied to the hook of the upper block so as to apply the effort downward as shown in figure. Example 4. A block and tackle has 2 pulleys in each block, with the tackle tied to the hook of the lower block and the effort being applied upwards. A. Draw a neat diagram to show this arrangement and calculate its mechanical advantage. B. If the load moves up a distance x, by what distance will the free end of the string move up? A. The arrangement is shown in figure. Here the load is being supported by 5 segments of the string. Therefore, L is equal to 5T and E is equal to T. Therefore, MA is equal to L upon E is equal to 5T upon T is equal to 5. B. If the load moves up a distance x, the free end of the string will move up by a distance of 5x. Note: here, effort is applied upwards, so its mechanical advantage and velocity ratio is more than the total number of pulleys used. It is equal to the number of strands supporting the load.